Mohit, when I was planning the show, I got a lot of queries on P2P lending and invoice discounting. I had half a mind to avoid discussing it because I know these are really fraught with risks. But I want to put those risks out on the table. So let's first explain to our viewer what P2P lending really is and what are the risks involved.
Absolutely. Sonia, just as usual disclaimer, basically, though I'm talking about these things, but doesn't mean that I'm in any which ways advising any of the viewers out here to go and straight up buy these products. You have to do a careful due diligence and please consult your advisors and tax advisors and so on and so forth, right? So it's something which is absolutely risky before you venture into. Now, P2P lending, Sonia, just to understand it very simply, you and I, all of us have seen P2P lending when we were small childs. Our mothers or perhaps our grandmothers used to do that at a very unorganized level. So they used to lend money to our domestic helps or someone in a colony or mohallas or whatever, basically, and take some security. And that lending was done at perhaps 1% a month or 2% a month. Even I've seen my grandmom doing that a lot, basically, right? Now, what has changed between now and then is just that the technology has taken over. So the person who was lending is still there. He has the capital, he has the money, basically to give it to someone who requires that fund, and that someone could be anywhere in the country. He could be sitting in Cochin, he could be sitting in Kanyakumari, he could be sitting in Kashmir, he could be sitting in Sikkim, right? And the technology will connect the two people. Basically, technology will provide you all the details about the borrowers. They will tell you this is, and they will pool the borrowers. So they will tell you this is pool number A, which is high grade borrowers. They are salaried, they have good credit worthiness, their bank balances are good, their CIBIL scores are good, they have not defaulted, they own so on and so forth. This is pool B, pool C, pool D, in decreasing order of credit worthiness and increasing order of risk, right? Now, as a lender, you will go to this platform, you will select a pool, or you can even individually pick and select borrowers where you want to lend money. So let's say you put in a lakh of rupees and you say, I want to lend this to pool C, which is medium risk borrowers, and perhaps basically that the rate of return out there will be 18 odd percent, and that is the profile, and you can individually select also. So your 1 lakh rupee will get divided into smaller denominations of 5,000 to 2,000 and go to across 20 borrowers, basically, right? So that's how the risk will get diversified, but the risk is
Okay.
unknown, the borrowers are unknown. Technology is getting the lender and the borrower together, and that's what peer-to-peer lending is all about. It's called P2P.
So I have many questions on this, Mohit. So you're saying that you are basically putting your money out there in the hands of borrowers who you may not know. You don't know their credit worthiness. You don't know. You of course know their CIBIL score, but I mean, who can really rely on that data, right? So is your basic premise or basic advice that one should stay away from P2P lending? What would you tell our viewers?
Okay, look, so it's a very careful and a cautious call, Sonia. Look, if someone really wants to play around with a tactical pool of money to enhance the return and wants to pick up a conservative basket, one can go ahead and do it. But be very, very cautious and careful that these are borrowers whom you don't know. You have never seen them personally and will never see them. If there is a default, you can't chase, you can't go after them, you don't have a legal recourse directly because it's a painful, tedious process of collection and so on and so forth, right? So you're relying on an intermediary, which is a technology platform, which will actually scan the entire geography and socio-economic status of the borrower and give it to you. Will give you all the bank details, the social conditions, the family size, the dependencies, everything they will show you. But finally, look, it's a pot of money which you're giving to someone unknown. So be very, very cautious. If you really want to dabble into it, try it with a very small sum, see how your experience has been. Basically, there could be scenarios like the moratorium last year, or scenarios where people actually go through pain, job losses, and they're not able to pay. So defaults are very common, very, very common. But because it's a large pool of borrowers, you will lend out to 20 people, 2 will default, 5 will default, 15 will pay, and you will not make 18, you will make 15%. So that's a mechanism on which this entire formula works, actually.